Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today B.G.M.S just filed an 8K report and I am seeing a key takeaway from their shareholder vote. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company held its annual meeting and we have the official results of what happened with the voting. This is essentially a report that companies have to file when certain important things happen. In this case, BioGreen Solution Incorporated held its annual meeting on June 18th of 2025 and they reported on the voting results for several key items. Let's dive straight into the shareholder votes. The company is asking its owners for their approval on different matters, and this filing tells us exactly what happened. It looks like the shareholders voted on electing directors, approving the appointment of auditors, and an advisory vote on executive compensation. First up, the election of directors. Shareholders voted to elect Dr. Sadaswayanair Krishnan and Inigo Angel Law Duraj as Class I directors. Both were approved for re-election for a 3-year term. Looking at the numbers, Dr. Krishnan received 3,807,082 votes in favour, and a small amount, 6,455, were broken non-votes. This means about 69% of the votes cast were in favour. For Mr. Law Duraj, it was very similar with 3806889 votes in favour, showing a strong endorsement from shareholders. Next, the shareholders approved the appointment of SFAI Malaysia PLT as their independent auditors for the fiscal year ending the 31st of December 2026. This is important because it means the company's financial statements will be reviewed by an external firm. The results here show a strong majority of support with 4321612 votes in favour, which is about 78%. There were some votes against and abstentions, but overall a clear approval. Finally, shareholders voted on the compensation for the company's top executives and directors. This is an advisory vote, meaning shareholders are giving their opinion and the company is not legally bound by the outcome, but it is still a strong signal. The vote was in favour with 3803784 votes, about 68.9%. There were a small number of votes against, just over 8,900. Looking at the bigger picture for BioGreen Solution Incorporated, this filing mainly confirms the goings. On at their annual meeting, we saw positive votes for director elections and auditor appointments, which is generally a good sign for stability and governance. The advisory vote on executive pay also passed, indicating that while not binding, shareholders are not strongly opposed to how the executives are compensated. While this report doesn't contain specific financial performance numbers like revenue or profit figures, it does reflect shareholder confidence in the current leadership and the company's direction. We know from recent news that BioGreen Solution Incorporated has been active, even completing an acquisition in September of 2025 to diversify their business, and they recently reported their first quarter financial results in May of 2026. These shareholder votes are a look at the governance and how the owners feel about the current team steering the ship. The risk I am watching is how these votes translate into actual business performance in the coming quarters, especially after their diversification efforts. What I am actually looking for is the impact of their recent acquisition on future revenues and profitability. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If you found this analysis helpful, please like, subscribe, and join our community on Discord.